Okay, let's see if we can change some minds today, everyone. We're going to talk about, excuse me, we're going to talk about Juneteenth, which very rapidly passed the Senate and then passed the House, despite some pushback from some GOP members, and is on its way to Biden's desk, possibly already signed while we're doing this.
Carnage says it has been signed.
See, that's why, like I said, breaking news.
Exactly.
Right.
So on that note, let's just address what should always be addressed when this is what happens. We're not the ideal demographic to be having this conversation to begin with, full stop. But that being said, I think it should be discussed. And so you just try to acknowledge that and do the best you can and be open to any type of, anyone who first of all wants to jump in, any type of feedback, criticisms, something I got wrong, we got wrong, let us know, please. So ultimately it's a learning process, right? But I think Shai and I, we already spoke. I don't know, Ron and World Peace, if this applies to you guys too, let us know. But we both try to kind of look to African-American creators that we respect and really kind of try and listen to kind of gauge where they were at today with this news. And I think they're on the same page that we kind of were, which was there was a lot of anger. Not that this shouldn't be done, this should have already been done, but it's that this is done given the backdrop of what's happening in this country right now is kind of a slap in the face, it sounds like, because I know that's what it seemed like to me. And again, I'm so far removed from this, right? So I can't imagine how others would feel about this. But how can we as a country acknowledge Juneteenth, right, the official ending of slavery in this country, right, which is a uniquely evil, racist endeavor, right? How can we acknowledge that and then think about how that impacts our economy, our government, our laws, our country, right? And then at the same time, try to ban critical race theory. At the same time, try to deny systemic racism. It's mind-blowing. Like, it's literally mind-blowing to me. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't fucking understand it. Like, I literally don't understand it. So no talk of reparations, like you said, Shai. So
yeah, that's a note in our agenda where like, yeah, and I think maybe when we were behind the scenes, I did say that. I was like, the problem is, I'm like, of all the bills to be like prioritizing, making that a federal holiday is not the solution you think it is. So I almost said Democrats, but I was like, it is like the Democrats that I should be saying that to. Yeah, it's like
all of them, because they all got this done so fast. It is totally performative because they all got this done so fast and so easily. What other bills are still sitting in the Senate right now?
It's very much reminds me of when they got dressed in the African garb last year. Wasn't that last year? And did their little thing. It was completely performance. And the reality of the situation is this, that probably 80% of Americans, if not more, didn't know what Juneteenth was till a couple years ago. When it finally got into, yeah, same here. I was never taught about it. And I'm a person that looks into stuff like that on my own. And I still had never heard of it, And so it's not being taught. It wasn't part of consciousness until a lot of African Americans held a really big mirror up to us and said, take a look. Did you ever hear about this? Do you know about this? And of course, we all had to shake our heads collectively and say, no, we didn't know anything about this. And that culture didn't end when they signed this paper. We don't know our own history, and we either don't know our own history, or we deny our own history, or we're doing performance. None of those are an honest admission and an honest accounting for what took place, who did it, and why. And performance isn't going to heal the deep wounds in this country. Performance isn't going to fix the systemic issues we have. The only thing that can do that is a true coming to Jesus, accepting responsibility. And accepting responsibility means talking reparations. It means changing the systemic racism in this country where black men get put in jail many, many times higher than white people. It means changing the justice system. It means impacting the drug laws. It touches virtually every point in America because they're part of us. They're part of our country. And they're a valuable part of that country, but every day they are told they're not by our actions. So, yeah, I'm tired of this performance nonsense. How about we actually start doing something substantive?
Yeah, 100%. Like this isn't like there's not like we have all the like Black Lives Matter awareness that we need. Like now we need like the legislation that actually makes the change happen. No one's like, well, I'm glad they brought June 19th to my attention because like now less people will be racist. Like that's not how it works.
Right. Right. And I totally agree with you guys. I mean, it is performative. And I think part of the reason is our government is so used to just doing these performative things and appeasing us, thinking, oh yeah, well, at least they did that, things are getting better. And I hope that the majority of this country is as pissed off as I am because it's not good enough. It is just not. And actually, one gentleman on TikTok, I don't remember his name unfortunately, but he made a really good point, which is, it's a slap in the face to everybody that cares about the situation in our country, which is people are being treated so unfairly. They're dying almost daily, if not daily, at the hands of government officials, the police. And they give us a national holiday for a holiday that should never have needed to exist. Like there's still things happening that are leftovers from why this holiday even existed in the first place. Like it's disgusting.
They're literally outlawing us from learning about the impact of that date as they make it a federal fucking holiday.
Right.
That's fucked. It's so deeply fucked. Like it's so deeply fucked. And half this country, and honestly more than half this country really, because that's the point. You hit it earlier. It's the Democrats and the Republicans. Look, the Republicans are pretty overt with it these days, but the Democrats are performative, and you just hit it. The reason why they think performance works is because performance works for the good old patriots, right? Just slap a red, white, and blue label on it, and it's all fucking good to go, right? Have a little flyover, and everyone's rah, rah, rah. But here's the thing. That's because they haven't actually felt oppression, right? When you've actually felt oppression, you don't fucking buy the bullshit because you felt real pain, and bullshit doesn't fix that.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and like, don't kid yourself. Like, if you're already on a pathway to like racism, my racism views aren't racist. You're the kind of person who thinks that it's obscene that Black people have an entire month because of Black History Month, right? Like, you're not going to be happy that there's suddenly a federal holiday that you have nothing to do with. So, like, it's not solving anything that the core group that we need solutions for, the racists. It will not move the needle on them being less racist.